the things that actually got me interested in Isha Yoga was a study of Zen Buddhism. And a lot of the things they say are very similar to what's being taught here. But would you say it's an inferior method of meditating to follow the breath, which is what they primarily use, and they sit for extended periods of time?
See, now first of all you said whatever they do in Zen Buddhism, that's what we're doing here. First I want you to get this. As it is, Buddhist way of life is just about 2400 years old. Zen is just about probably somewhere between 8 to 1200 years old. The word Zen, Dhyan. You know what's Dhyan? Dhyan means generally… See, the English word meditation doesn't mean anything, this must be understood. You can close your eyes and sit, and that's called meditation. You can close your eyes and sit and do many things. You can do japa, tapa, dharana, dhyana, samadhi, pratyahara. Any number of possibilities are there. Or you might have just mastered the art of sleeping in vertical postures. So, the word dhyan indicates a particular dimension. Dhyan was taken on to outside the country, to China, where it became Chan. Chan, somewhere down, when it flowed down to far eastern countries, it became Zen. So, what became Zen is just a mispronunciation of the word dhyan or a language transmutation that happened as it traveled from culture to culture. So they're talking about dhyan. Dhyan is of various aspects. I cannot go into all the details now. Now they're teaching you watching of the breath, which Buddha called as Satipatthana, but for ages yoga called it Anapanasati Yoga. So these are not new to Buddhism, these have been always there. One of the simplest ways to become meditative is to watch the breath. It's very simple. If you're just watching the process of breath as probably, I don't know what type you've been exposed to, but generally they're teaching you to watch the sensations that are created by the breath. You don't see the breath, you only see the sensations that are caused by the movement of the breath. That is the most rudimentary way of doing it. There are other ways of doing the breath which are completely different. In yoga, breath is known as the Koorma Nadi. If you follow the breath, not by watching sensations, there are other ways to follow the breath itself, not the sensation. If you follow the breath, it will take you to that point where you are tied to the body. See, if I take away your breath now, your body will fall away from you, isn't it? Isn't it so? Right now it's your breath which is tying you to the body. So, not by watching the sensations, if you follow the very breath, right now you have no way of knowing the breath, you only know the sensations caused by the breath. Is it so? You understand what I'm saying? So if you follow the very breath, if you follow the Koorma Nadi, it will take you to that point where you're in touch with your body. Now you can make that point into your conscious process. That is, you're holding… Now if I hold this consciously. Like this, you can hold your body consciously. If you want, you can drop it any moment to get that freedom. So whatever is being taught as Zen is just… I'm not saying it's inferior, it's a beautiful way. It's a very beautiful way, there's no question about that, if it's properly being transmitted. I don't know what kind of Zen you're doing in Chicago, but if you receive Zen properly, it's a wonderful way. And it's not just about meditation, it's about changing your whole life. The very way you move, the very way you keep the body, the very way you do things, everything has to be integrated. Just watching the breath won't do it. Just watching the breath won't do it. The Zen monasteries, you need to understand, Zen was fundamentally for the monks. It's a 24-hour practice. It's a 24-hour practice. Every aspect, the way you cook, the way you cut the vegetable, the way you keep your garden, the way you keep the place, everything is part of the system. Only then Zen is truly an effective system. You just do Zen for half an hour or 1 hour, it doesn't mean much. It may have its benefits, but it doesn't mean much as a spiritual process. You must transform your whole life. Only then it has an overall impact on the system.
You are the first live person who has spoken of so many of these things that I have read about, and now I'm sort of restless. I want to get on with it, if you will, and I know that's my mind, and I'm not even… My experience today has been that I haven't been able to appreciate, to receive life here today. I've been anxious to move ahead to experiencing life, but I can't seem to do it myself. I can't seem to sustain it.
Now, let's look at it through like an analogy. You're living in certain prison, let's say, there's a fort around you. Initially, if the wall is big enough, it all seems to be okay. Yes? Let's say this is 50-acre land, big wall, you lived in this only all the time, you felt quite all right. But then suddenly you see up and the birds seem to be going beyond 50 acres. The wind seems to be blowing beyond 50 acres. There is something within you which gets into the madness. People who are around you who pretend to be sane, they all tell you, stop that nonsense, just do what you have to do here. Don't have such fancy dreams, you know. And they're telling you, the so-called worldly wise people, they're always telling you. But you cannot suppress this. If you suppress this, you will suffer. If it doesn't find expression, you will suffer. But if it seeks expression, you will suffer even more. A seeker suffers much more than others because now he knows the pain of ignorance. Most people in the world do not know the pain of ignorance. If you do not know the pain of ignorance, you have no real longing within you, isn't it? You are the kind, if you eat a pizza, you are happy. I'm not saying you should not enjoy your pizza. It's just that if you eat a pizza, you think life is fulfilled. Now you still don't know the pain of ignorance. You think by eating, sleeping or indulging in this pleasure or that pleasure, life is complete. You still do not know the pain of ignorance. The pain of ignorance should tear you apart. Then the longing to know becomes intense. If the longing to know becomes intense, it is just one moment. The reason why it seems to be so far away is simply because the necessary longing has not come. It is just off and on longing, accordingly off and on experience. If the longing becomes so intense that till I know I cannot sleep, I cannot eat, I cannot breathe, if it becomes like that, just in one moment you will know. Because what you're seeking is not sitting on the mountain or floating on the clouds, it is within you. You know, Jesus told you, though he did his initial marketing about taking you to kingdom of God, the moment enough people gathered, he turned around and said, kingdom of God is within you. If kingdom of God is somewhere, I don't care to go there, it's okay. If it's within you and you missed it, that's tragedy, isn't it? Isn't it so? If it is somewhere up in the heaven, I don't want to go there, I'm happy in Ohio, that's different. But if it's within you and you missed it, that's true tragedy, isn't it? Right now, that's the tragedy. It's right here and people are missing it. There was a time when I first came to this, if I just looked at people, I would burst into tears. Just seeing what they're missing. Right here I am exploding with ecstasy. People are walking around with long faces and it's there in them also, I can see it right there. but they are going about totally unaware of it. I would just cry. If I see people, tears would come. Now I got seasoned and I just laugh at them because there's no other way to handle life, you know. So, one of the ways is, now there is a wall, you jump up and fall down, you have a glimpse of the outside. There are many jumping methods. We can make you jump and have you see a glimpse of it. The glimpse is shown to you because that is not the end of it, that is the inspiration. If you don't have a glimpse, then you don't have the momentum to keep it going, isn't it? Mind becomes hopeless. Oh, maybe there is nothing beyond this. Maybe this is all there is, after all. Eating, sleeping, reproducing, dying. What else is there? This is all there is to life. You'll try to convince yourself. So a little glimpse is given so that now suddenly everything here becomes stale, you want to know something there. The glimpse is only an inspiration to give you the necessary momentum to go on with life, to go on with the search and seeking. Now, jumping and looking beyond the wall was good at one time, after some time it becomes frustrating because it's just one moment looking and falling back again. So what we need to do? Now jumping is not good enough, we need to build a ladder, isn't it? I've always described yoga as a ladder to the divine, because now you're learning how to build a ladder.